Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter is the vice president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and he joins me now. Sir, it's good to see you this morning. And you grew up in Philadelphia and were in the city council throughout Rick Santorum's time in Washington, D.C. Are there good memories of his political decision-making, and is he in real trouble with Republican voters in the state of PA?
Well, I'm born, raised, educated in Philadelphia, been here my entire life. I do remember the senator's service, but I think now we're talking about the senator as a presidential candidate. The proposals and ideas that I have heard and listened to him talk about during the course of this campaign, quite frankly, I cannot imagine being well received in Philadelphia and most of Pennsylvania. President Obama has laid out a plan for an America built to last, and it's clear to me that whether it's Senator Santorum or Governor Romney, any of the Republicans who are still running, that they're looking at an America designed to decline. These ideas are not the kind of things that people in Philadelphia, certainly all across Pennsylvania, a tremendously diverse state, quite frankly, could deal with, given our high unemployment levels, the challenges that the Great Recession has put forward, and the need for fairness, a balanced approach, and an America where everyone gets a fair shot.
Mayor, I want to talk specifically the campaign rhetoric we're hearing about the economy, about unemployment right now. I want to be able to highlight, though, some facts for everybody from the Pew Research Initiative, specifically about Philadelphia. Your city has seen job growth over the last 2 years, but the unemployment rate was over 10% for the entire city in 2011. A big part of Mitt Romney's argument is that the economy isn't recovering fast enough. Is your city that prime example that proves his point?
Well, not necessarily. Actually, unemployment, unfortunately, was even higher just a couple of years ago. I mean, again, this is what the president walked into on day one. Shortly after taking his hand down and being sworn in as president, you remember in January of 2009, we had lost 700,000 jobs in that month when the president was sworn in. So he walked into a very bad situation. Our unemployment rate has steadily come down in Philadelphia, and so we are seeing signs of recovery. We've stabilized our finances here in the city of Philadelphia, and I've had to make some tough choices, just like the president is making those tough choices now. But we didn't do it on the backs of those who are most vulnerable. We had a combined effort, a shared sacrifice of reducing budgetary expenditures, which the president has put forward in his budget, and I did have to raise taxes, notwithstanding the fact that I've been one of the leading tax cutters in city government for almost all of my career. But this is what you do. You make tough decisions under these circumstances, and I've not heard anything from any of the leading Republican candidates that shows that kind of balanced approach, or even that they're really in touch with what middle-class America is all about.
Mayor, when the president comes out and giving remarks panning the Ryan budget, as we played earlier, he's going on the offense in a way that's potentially going to fire up the Democratic base. But does he risk alienating independent voters, going on the attack instead of searching for middle ground?
I think the president has always demonstrated he has a balanced approach, but, you know, quite frankly, he's not going to stand around and let these other folks, kind of beat him up and not have a response. This is a time for leadership, not rhetoric, and that's what President Obama is doing. And so I applaud his efforts and support the approach that he is taking right now. I think independents will come to the realization that a balanced approach, a fair approach, the fair shot that President Obama has been talking about is where most of middle-class America really is. People want to know that everyone is playing by the same rules, that we're not going to balance the budget on the backs of those who can least afford it, those who are most vulnerable. I mean, you think about some of the things proposed in that Ryan budget, returning Medicaid back to the states, cutting financial aid for those trying to go to college, cutting 4,500 agents from the Department of Justice and the FBI. I mean, that's insanity. And so President Obama is laying out the facts. It is what it is, and he's making the case to the American public as to reality, not rhetoric.
Mayor of Philadelphia, Michael Nutter. Sir, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Thomas.
So George Zimmerman is preparing for a court